Well, hello and welcome to the Informed Traveler Podcast, a weekly travel podcast where our goal is to help you become a more informed traveler. I'm your host, Randy Sharman. There was a lot of different announcements from Westjet in the past few days, from reclining seats to baggage fee increases. So, in a few seconds, travel expert Onata Forbes will join me to share what it means for you. Plus, I had the pleasure of attending a breakfast presentation a few weeks ago hosted by Ixtapa Zihuatanejo and Huatulco Tourism. And it was there I got to chat with representatives from both areas. So we'll have that conversation for you as well. But first, let's kick things off chatting with travel expert Onata Forbes, who joins us each week to discuss some of the travel news and travel trends. You can follow her adventures on Instagram, Facebook, and X at Onata Forbes. OnataForbes.com is her website. Hello, Onata.
Hi, Randy.
Let's talk about Westjet. Their PR team must be working overtime these days. There's a lot of stories coming out of Westjet. Some good, some I'm not sure if it's good, but we'll see. Let's start with the new cabin configuration. Lots of things going on there. What's happening?
Right. So that is a big topic of conversation. A lot of people think it may be a cash grab. They're not happy about perhaps, not having their seats recline. So we were fortunate being part of the travel retail community. We had a meeting with Westjet yesterday or this week, and they were just trying to clarify what all the changes are. So first of all, they wanted to share that, with their biggest order of new aircraft, they're going to have 67 new 737 MAX 10s and 7 new Dreamliners. What you're going to see is that they're going to have premium, extended comfort, and then economy seats. And this is where I think people are going to see where in economy that they're going to have the fixed recline. So it's pre-recline. They're saying that it will enhance personal space, but people who are used to reclining won't have it. The seat pitch will be 30 inches, but where you're going to really see the changes is in ultra basic. So the leg room is going to be tighter. That's going to be rows 20 to 31. The seat pitch is going to be smaller, 28 inches. And the seats itself are going to be thinner. So where you sit on the plane is subject to the type of fare that you purchase. So, of course, if you got premium seats, you're going to enjoy the comforts of premium seats, and then even in premium economy, and to an extent in economy. So if, as a travel agent, we don't recommend you buying ultra basic unless you really do know what you're getting. So you can have baggage. You're the last to baggage on the plane. It has to fit underneath. You can't have it in the overhead bin. And you just have to be aware when you book that the price will dictate where you sit on the plane.
Interesting. The whole reclining of the seats doesn't really bother me because I never recline my seats anyways. But it's interesting that I guess I won't have a selection of seats now. It'll be limited depending on what I pay, is what I'm hearing.
That's it exactly. It is. I think it's something that the airline industry will embrace fully, no matter what airline. And then that goes to say, if one airline does it, for an example, will Air Canada follow in a month, or whatever the case may be. So it's very you have to know, if you're going to do it on your own, you have to know that the lead-in price is not the final price.
Of course. And that's always the thing, right? And that's one of the big reasons why we're not necessarily picking on Westjet here. They're just the first to come out with some changes, because what we found in the past is if one airline does it, the others soon follow suit. So is it going to become a trend when it comes to airlines as far as this new cabin configuration? And the other thing too, like you're talking about from a travel agent point of view, if it's just an air ticket I'm booking, do travel agents want to do that? Is I
Well,
guess my question, because you're not really getting paid much to book an airline ticket, because air tickets, there's no commission on it.
right, and that's a very good point because most travel um, agencies, well, all travel agencies work when we deal with airlines on a very low revenue return. So with technology out there, and people are pretty savvy with their, smart device, and
Mm-hmm.
they can book their own seats. Super easy. All you have to just remember is all the incremental costs that could happen
Mm-hmm.
as you go through the process. And as we were mentioning, there is going to be a baggage increase for tickets with WestJet back on or before, well, September 16th was the date.
Mm-hmm.
And then WestJet quietly raised their fee for the first check fee to about between $5 and $6 for many ultra basic, econo, and member exclusive fares.
Yeah.
So you know what, you may not even know you're paying it, but these little costs add up. And I do recommend that you pay in advance versus at the airport, because at the airport, the prices when you do airport check-in tends to be significantly more expensive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting notes too, and um, because you gotta weigh in the cost. Like if you're comparing an ultra basic fare where you are not allowed a carry on, um, and even with the next the economy fare, you can have a carry on, but it's you pay a fee for a checked bag, and then the next level is premium economy where you get a free checked bag, the way I understand it. So you got to weigh, like if you did the math, is it still cheaper to do a checked bag later? As was what I'm getting at, and paying a seat assignment, and that's the other one too, is paying for a seat assignment versus waiting for 24-hour check-in where you can pick your seat for free. That adds up too. That's a big cost as well if you want to sit in a certain area, which where it's turns out now it depends on the ticket you're paying for anyways.
Right. And that's exactly that. And so we always, share the option of buying what they call a flex fare, where those prices are already included. You
Mm-hmm.
might also want to consider, how to avoid or reduce the cost. If you have an eligible credit card when you're paying, like a WestJet RBC World Elite MasterCard, or if you have WestJet Rewards Elite status, you may get your first check bag for free. So there's different ways you can avoid it as well with the kind of credit card you use. I know TD has an Aeroplan card that allows you to have your first bag check free. But
Mm-hmm.
again, in a sense, you're kind of paying for it because you have to pay an annual membership fee as well
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it's what's the right way other than just know, I guess, yeah, buyer beware.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about the rewards now that you mentioned them. Some changes coming there as well with WestJet rewards, right?
Yes, there it was announced, and this one I have to think about, and I think a lot of people had to really kind of look at how it affects you. So WestJet dollars have been replaced by WestJet points. The conversion is one WestJet dollar to 100 WestJet points, and the points don't expire, which is good because sometimes you do have to watch for that. I think what could be most challenging or what to watch for is that when you redeem your points you can do it for almost all the costs now. Some parts like your extras, your seats or meals, taxes may cost more points per dollar or have less favorable redemption rates. And then the elite tier spend thresholds were increased in 2025. So to reach silver, gold, platinum with flying spend requires more dollars. And for some credit card rewards, like companion vouchers, there are now minimum spend requirements to receive certain perks. So it's interesting. Like it's just not straightforward. Like I always used to like it. Like you book, you use your credit card, you get your points, you use your points, you go on a trip. But
Yeah.
now it takes a little bit more calculation kind of to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Hmm.
And there's new ways now to earn and redeem outside flights. So, like, for an example, WestJet Rewards is introducing an e-store where you can earn and redeem points on merchandise gift cards, such as
Hmm.
like Amazon and Apple, via shopping partners. So it gives it you know, if you have the time, and you really are linked to your um, rewards, you should know what you're going to get for it at the
Uh-huh.
end of the day, because it may not be as much as you did in the past, I guess. You know what it boils down to, and it's part of a cost cutting, you know, process that all airlines are going through, because they realize that um, it's against their, I guess, what they make at the end of the day as a bottom
Mm.
line.
Well, of course, that's always the way. Didn't they used to have a point system, then they changed to a dollar system, and now they're going back to points, if memory serves me correctly?
Yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. Like, it's an evolution, I think, more than anything that we
And
have to
then,
look at.
if, I guess some good news, I suppose, if you're wanting to be a pilot, because WestJet is announced too, they're cutting 44 pilots over age limit because they're getting too old. So they'll be looking for pilots, and there's a shortage of pilots as there is already in the industry. So that'll just cut into it.
Yeah. So the move is part of a broader reduction bid by WestJet, which includes position cuts and reassignment. And you're right. WestJet plans to cut 44 pilots within, this month, and citing age limit policy. So the cuts are tied to change in how the airline handles pilots over the age of 65 years. And so with this new approach, pilots who cross that threshold may longer count towards staffing baselines and be retained in their positions. So um, it's funny because in other commodities and countries, people are looking at raising the retirement
Yeah,
age.
yeah,
And here we're
interesting.
kind of we're addressing it. Like, some pilots who become 65 in November are, it's all about age and cost at the
Yeah.
end of the day with this move, I guess. But really, at
Well,
the end of the day, how does it affect the consumer, right?
exactly. Well, that's what it's all about. How does it affect the consumer? Lots of interesting things. Again, we're not picking on WestJet. Usually with one airline starts with some different policies, the others follow suit. So it'll be interesting to see if the others do follow suit, and even including some of the American or the U.S. based airlines, because they're quite integrated together throughout North America. So we'll see what happens. Interesting stuff. Onanta Forbes is a travel expert. You can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Onanta Forbes. OnantaForbes.com is her website. So always great to chat, Onanta. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good read.
This is the Informed Traveler Podcast. I'm Randy Sharman. Just want to remind you of our website, theinformedtraveler.org. That's where you can find our contact page if you have any questions or comments about the podcast. You can also email me, too, with any questions you might have or any show segment ideas. My email address is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And check out our social media pages, too, at facebook.com/informedtraveler, Instagram at Informed Traveler, or on X at Informed Traveler. That's where you'll find a number of videos and reels on our visit to Charleston a few weeks ago, posts from other adventures as well. Plus, you can now sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's released at the beginning of every month. Our October issue is now available. Just go to our website, theinformedtraveler.org, click on the newsletter button. It'll take you right there. Or better yet, you can subscribe to it and have it arrive in your inbox each month. Well, a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of attending a breakfast presentation hosted by Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and Huatulco Tourism. And while I was there, I got to chat with representatives from both areas to learn more about what they have to offer visitors this winter. I was pleased to be joined by Estefania Grimaldi, International Promotion Director for Visit Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and Jessica Garcia Moro, Manager of Huatulco Hotel Association. So here is that conversation for you now.
Let's chat with you, Estefania, first. Let's talk about the differences, similarities between Ixtapa's Huatanejo and Huatulco.
Okay, wow, that was like guttural Huatulco. I
good,
loved
eh?
it. Yeah, it was pretty good. So basically, we were stating that there are two main differences. We are neighbor states. However, Oaxaca is one of its own culturally, and so is Guerrero. Guerrero has such different culture. So both of them, I mean, Oaxaca could be its own country, honestly. Like, they have their ethnicity is really well rooted and hasn't been modified as most of the country has. So you will find very different food and attire and such in Oaxaca than you would in Guerrero as well, which has its jaguars and just all different ethnics as well. And that would be the main difference, that it's two different states. And the other one would be that Huatulco has sunrises and Ixtapa has sunsets. So it's breathtaking views are a guarantee though.
See, this is my next question is, if you're on the same side of the world, how can you have sunsets and sunrises when you're not that far from each other?
I think because of the shape of I always say what in Mexico is a G shape. So we are almost in the little corner. So that's what we face another scenery, right? Mm-hmm.
There are beaches, for example, in Ixtapa that are so long in views that the horizon reaches so far that in the same day you can wake up early and see the sunrise on a side, and then by the afternoon you see the sunset on the other. It's just
It's very cool. I'm glad you said beaches because I think I heard the word beaches like hundreds of times in your presentation. So it seems like there's a lot of beaches there.
Yeah, well, Huatulco by itself has 9 bays and 36 beaches at all. So there's, as always said, 36 opportunities to meet each of the beaches. So you can get like very nice and calm ocean, and then you get another one with a lot of waves. So you can do. I mean, it depends on your choices, of course.
Yep. You can do surfing, you can do swimming, you can do snorkeling. It depends on the age and the likes of the visitor. But we do have a beach for everybody.
Well, and as soon as you said beaches, I'm in. Let's talk about the food, differences and similarities of the food. Let's start with Huatulco.
Well, we do have, of course, as we are in the coast, we have a lot of seafood, of course, but we get a lot much from Oaxaca, which, as I told, the gastronomy in Oaxaca is wonderful, and we so have, I'm going to talk about some words that I loved, which is la tlayuda, and it's a very big tortilla of corn, and they put a lot of things inside. But in Huatulco, we put shrimps or fish, so that makes a difference. A very good tlayuda. And, of course, a wonderful bean or a nice mole. And we do have some places like the waterfalls tour that we get in the kitchen of the very traditional cuisine, and they cook from you in that moment. So that's a wonderful thing we do have at Huatulco.
Yay! Well, exactly that. Mainly, we do have a lot of from farm to table experiences as well. So most people do everything from scratch, and they harvest their own because we are so close to the mountain, and it is just the same weather. It's so consistent and it's tropical weather, which is the best weather for fruits and vegetables for harvesting. So our staple is pozole because we are in Guerrero. So there's this mole, and ours is pozole, which is basically a big soup like pork and spices. It just tastes so much better than it sounds, but it's every Thursday. It's a tradition that everybody and everywhere they serve pozole. So we have an international pozole day as well, which is the fourth Thursday of every July. And that would be the main. And of course, the seafood. We have a program that is called Treasures of the Coast, which is fishermen people take you on a boat in sunrise. You go, you catch the fish, and then when you come back, they teach you how to do your own sashimi or to slice it there. And it's really it's really the authentic experience. So we also have seafood as well.
Nice, very nice. We should back up a little bit and maybe do a little geography lesson here. How far is Ixtapas y Huatanejo from Huatulco?
Well, if we go to kilometers, I would say it's over 1,000 kilometers far away. So we're like 10 hours-ish away from each other. You can do a drive, and it would be really beautiful. But if you take a plane, you will take two 40-minute planes because you have to go to Mexico City. But Huatulco is 40 minutes away from Mexico City on a plane, and then Ixtapa is 40 minutes away from Mexico City on a plane as well. So.
And getting to Huatulco, there's lots of non-stop flights, yeah?
Yeah, well, for sure. We're going to have this winter we're non-stop flight from Calgary. So we do have 4 frequencies, and it's going to start October the 31st and ending on April. So that's a very good chance to fly non-stop.
And I think I saw 16 different gateways to Zihuatanejo from North America.
Yes, we fly from every major city in Canada and as well as the United States. Mainly Vancouver, which would be your closest connection. Of course, Montreal, Toronto. We also fly from Edmonton, I believe. And from the United States, we fly yearly. That's not seasonal, it's permanent flights from LA, from San Francisco, from San Diego, Chicago, Phoenix. In Texas, we have Dallas, Houston. So, there's a lot of mix and match if you would like to not cross, through the Mexico City airport, which sometimes is really busy, but it's also an option. So, yeah, those are my flights.
No excuse not to visit then, because it's easy to get to. All right, let's talk about some of the activities. There's tours that you have to Oaxaca, yeah?
Yeah, well, as I said, there's a new nice highway that we just make 3 hours and 40 minutes away. So Oaxaca City, it's a wonderful option to visit, to do like city and beach. So there's some transportation that take you from Huatulco to Oaxaca City. We live the experience of being at Oaxaca, at the markets, and try the food, and then maybe you had a chance to see a calenda, which is a very nice walk away with a lot of people dancing in the same moment, so you can get that idea and then come back to Huatulco. So you can spend one night maybe at Oaxaca and then come back to the beach. Yes, that would be a wonderful excursion, yes.
And what are some of the other activities that you can do there?
Of course, our bay tour that you visit 7 of our 9 bays, and there's the waterfalls that I love to go. You have like a 5 hours tour. You go to the waterfalls, eat, go to the coffee plantations, have a wonderful coffee, and then come back to Huatulco. And also visiting Zipolite and Mazunte, which has Zipolite is our nudist beach, and Mazunte will be like the mystic beach, wonderful. So you can have a day to visit both of them, have a very nice lunch or dinner in those wonderful beaches, and then come back to Huatulco again.
Very nice. Very, very nice. And then I think, Estefania, you had the top 10 must-dos in Ixtapa Zihuatanejo. We're not going to go through all top 10, but some that I wrote down is Berra de Potosi.
Yeah, Barra de Potosí is a little town that is like 40 minutes away from Ixtapa and Zihuatanejo. It's a town that has a lot of wildlife, marine wildlife watching, like whales and dolphins, and there's sea turtles and, all sorts of marine wildlife. It's just a breathtaking tour. You can take it also, you go into the river, and then you get to see crocodiles there and bird watching. You go and see the sunrise and the lagoon, and then the same boat takes you into the ocean, and that's where you can catch with your eye, not literally catch, whales and dolphins and such, and it's a beautiful tour. Yeah.
Very nice. Capricho del Rey.
Yeah, Capricho del Rey is a boulevard that connects Playa La Ropa, which is a very swimmable beach and where most of the best boutique hotels are. It connects it to Las Gatas, which is a beautiful coral reef as well.
And then the third one I wrote down was Soledad de Maciel.
Yeah, that is the archaeological site. Hey, your Spanish pronunciation is just on top. So, Soledad de Maciel, or La Chole for short, is an archaeological site that has a museum, and it's 10 minutes away from Barra de Potosí. So if you're already doing the sunrise tour, you can just connect your day through the archaeological site.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about accommodations. That's your thing, isn't it, Jessica?
Yeah, that's my thing. Well, in Huatulco, I represent the Hotel Association, so we have 24 properties that are part, and as I was saying, we have small hotels like for 2 stars or 3 stars located in downtown, just like to sleep and then go on do all activities. Or we do have international chains, just Dream Secrets, Barcelo, Brisas, all inclusive, so you can spend all the day inside the hotel or do something outside. So we have 24 chances and 24 different budgets also.
Very nice. So it doesn't matter size, group, whatever, you can handle it.
Of course, we can handle that.
You're not going to say no.
No, never.
And then I think it's a little more boutique-ish in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, yeah?
Well, yes, Ixtapa has all-inclusive resorts of all the main brands that you know, just like in Huatulco. However, Zihuatanejo has a lot of boutique hotels that offer like very unique experiences. So whether you want to go and be a real foodie and have like really boutique experiences, you go to Zihuatanejo, and the main town is walkable. It's on walking distance from the boutique hotels. And then if you go to Ixtapa, then you're going to find the typical Mexican experience of the all-inclusive resorts that are all beachfront and that are only 10 minutes away from the Zihuatanejo main town.
Again, lots of choices to suit any sort of budget or group size. Okay, anything you want to add?
Just let you know that we are open to receive a lot of people from Canada. We love them. In Huatulco, we have a very nice community of people from Canada also, so we know how they like the food and everything. So welcome, and please use these direct or non-stop flights so we can have more frequencies of that.
Sure.
And any last words?
Well, I always say visit Huatulco, of course, visit Ixtapa, but mainly visit Mexico. Anywhere you can come, you're going to benefit us as well. So.
Who has the better weather?
We have the same weather, seriously. So, yeah.
Exactly, yes.
So,
It was a pleasure chatting with you. Estefania Grimaldi is the international promotions coordinator for Ixtapa Zihuatanejo. Ixtapazihuatanejo.travel is the website, and Jessica Garcia Moro is the manager for the Huatulco Hotel Association. Hotelshuatulco.com.mx is the website. It was a pleasure chatting with you both.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, and wait you there.
thank you, Randy. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Two different destinations, but take 14 days vacation and do a week each, right?
Absolutely, that's a recommendation.
That's a perfect idea.
Yeah, it's a perfect idea.
And that is our show for this week. If you have comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a show idea, send that along as well. My email is randy@theinformedtraveler.org. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. You can check out our website too at theinformedtraveler.org. In the meantime, thanks for listening, travel safe, and be an informed traveler.